All right, let's dive into something pretty cool today. We're going to look at a tool that promises to give you, the individual investor, the kind of analytical firepower that up until now has really been saved for the big guys. Let's see how it works.
So, let me start with a question for anyone who's ever bought a stock. Are you making decisions with only half the picture? You know that nagging feeling, that fear that you might be missing that one critical piece of information that makes all the difference?
And you know what? That feeling, it comes from a very real problem, especially for retail investors in India. We can call it the investor's research gap. This slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got us, the retail investors. We're swimming in data from amazing platforms like Screener.in, but actually turning that ocean of data into real, actionable insight, that's the hard part. Then you look at the other side, the institutional investors. They've got dedicated teams, expensive software, and custom models to get a clear advantage. That's the firepower gap we're talking about.
But what if you could close that gap? What if you could have that same institutional-grade analysis engine working for you, right inside the web browser you're already using?
And that brings us to the solution. It's an AI-powered Chrome extension called the Finmagine AI Advisor, and it's built to be that missing AI analysis layer we've all been waiting for.
So what is it exactly? Well, it's a really smart browser extension that just sits on top of Screener.in. The moment you land on a company's page, it wakes up and just vacuums up all the data you see. The financial tables, the key metrics, even the links to documents. Then, it uses all that information to generate these incredibly detailed research prompts that you can feed to a specialized AI. The keywords here are speed and quality.
Okay, before we go any further, we have to talk about privacy, because this is a really big deal. This tool is designed from the ground up to be 100% private. Everything, and I mean everything, happens locally, inside your browser, on your computer. There are zero network calls, it's not collecting your data, it's not tracking what you research, your analysis stays yours. Period. So, with that foundation of trust, let's see what this thing can actually do.
All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Think of this less like a single button and more like a full toolkit for your own personal research desk.
So when you open it up on a company page, you get these 5 different analysis templates. This isn't a one-size-fits-all thing at all. Each one is like a specific lens to look at the company through, depending on the question you're trying to answer right now.
And this table makes it super clear when to use what. If you want the whole shebang, a complete 360-degree view, you use the comprehensive analysis. If you want to stress test your idea, the risk-reward template builds out bull, base, and bear scenarios. And if you want to know if the management team actually does what they say they're going to do, the management quality template compares their promises against 12 quarters of results. It's a super practical guide for your research process.
But I really want to call out one of these templates because it's a true game changer. It's called Deep Research. And this one goes way, way beyond just analyzing the financial tables you see on the screen.
Just look at this. This is part of the actual prompt the tool creates. See that list of URLs? The Deep Research template tells the AI to literally go and read the original source documents, conference call transcripts, annual reports, you name it. This is the kind of deep dive forensic work that would normally take a human analyst hours, and it's automated.
So you're probably asking, how does it do all of this? Well, that brings us to the brains behind the whole operation, what we can call the Finmagine intelligence layer.
Now, what's really important to understand is that this is not just a simple data scraper. It has a built-in analysis engine that understands context. It knows you can't analyze a bank the same way you analyze a car company, and it adjusts everything it does accordingly.
Here's a fantastic example of what sector-aware means in the real world. If you're looking at a bank, the tool knows to focus on metrics like the price-to-book ratio and net interest margin. But if you switch to a manufacturing company, it'll prioritize price to earnings and throw up a red flag for something like negative cash flow. With 18 different sector profiles, it's always applying the right rules to the right company. And at the very core of its analysis is this proprietary scoring framework. Every comprehensive analysis is broken down into these 5 weighted parameters, which makes sure you get a balanced, 360-degree view. This isn't random. It's part of a consistent, risk-first investment philosophy that is baked right into the AI.
And there's even more intelligence packed in under the hood. The extension pre-computes a health score from 0 to 100. It calculates all the compound annual growth rates across different timelines. It does a DuPont ROE analysis to check the quality of a company's returns, and it automatically identifies the key strengths and concerns for you.
So, what does all this add up to? Let's zoom out and look at the big picture here. This is all about democratizing access to professional-grade research. Because despite all that power we just talked about, Actually using it is incredibly simple. It's just 3 steps. You go to a company page, you pick the kind of analysis you need, and you copy the prompt it generates into the partner custom GPT. That's it. All that complex data extraction and analysis happens for you in the background.
So, what this all really means is that this combination, a smart Chrome extension and a powerful custom GPT, completely levels the playing field. It gives individual investors, like us, access to the kind of in-depth analysis that used to be locked away inside big institutional firms with massive budgets.
And that really just leaves us with one final thought. With this kind of analytical power at your fingertips, ready to perform a deep, forensic analysis in just a few minutes, what hidden risks or overlooked opportunities could you uncover with your very own personal AI analyst?